So, hi everyone. Welcome to this week's AMA in the lair. Very bullish on that. So, as usual, this week we'll go through a few simple updates first, quickly. We do give updates where we can. Obviously, rolling updates every week is not. It's not something that can happen all the time, but we do have some stuff that we can cover this week. So the process will be you'll just do a couple updates, and then we'll do a few Slido questions, and then we'll spend more time on people in the lair this week. Yeah, because last week, even when we ended, there were about still like 7 or 8 hands which we couldn't get to. So yeah, I think I'll begin on the team updates for this week first. So first of all, just the recent biggest thing in the last 1 month was their Scream collab. So, and then I'll do some announcements, and then it'll go someone else from the team, and then before that, we can end Josh with some announcement about the game. Correct?
Yeah, we should have Freddy talk about the new system as well.
Yeah. So I'll just go first. So initially, we announced our Scream collab on the 17th of December. That was a pretty big moment for us, and we do feel that leads a big stepping stone in what we are doing, what we plan to do in the future. So I'll just go through like a brief reflection of what we covered. So yeah, we had great press coverage from market across with regards to Scream announcement. We got blasted everywhere. We got blasted everywhere when it came to that topic. So that's good. We did notice a very positive feedback from them, and yeah, so we definitely will be using that in the future when it comes to other important announcements that happen. Jesus, other important announcements that we do make in the future. Besides that, we had the community art contest. There were a lot of awesome entries. It actually was very difficult to pick a winner. We struggled quite a lot. Everyone's so talented in their lair these days, as we have seen. As Chef Purple says, art was amazing. We do agree. So, Chetty took first place, King Black took second place, and then there were 13 amazing runners up. So, I'm not sure if everyone. Oh, Chetty's in the chat. Congrats, man. Yeah, you did a great job. So, well deserved on that. I'm not sure if everyone is aware on the prizes that we did give out for this with Scream. So just a brief overview was that all 15 winners will receive a numbered limited edition print, along with the first prize winner getting an honorary, creative direction from himself and Mick. And then second place winner will be getting a free vamp, and the third to 15th place will be getting a free bat companion. Yes, Chetty, everyone killed it. That was awesome, Can someone drop the art here? Yeah, I'm sure you can just go through Twitter, tip me bits, have a look. Maybe some other members of the lair can send them to you as well. Put them in chat, the winners will be contacted over the next few days. So yeah, that'll be pretty awesome. Thank you, Ryan, for the link to the fan art channel.
No problem.
So So one of the major updates that we have gone over the last maybe 7 days or so was the introduction of the blood rifle system. This has expanded to auctions and Dutch auctions. So there's great participation that we've seen from this. It's good to see a successful system. And we will be building a lot more on this going forward, right? So the blood auction system is something that we believe will have a very strong impact on SVS and on blood. So yeah, if there's any words from our developer Freddy that would like to speak on the blood auction system, he can chime in now.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, it's a great system we've developed. That's transparent on Polygon. It was more of a test run with Scream, so we have found a few bugs that need to be ironed out. But yeah, when that all sorted, then it should be great for whitelist. Yeah.
So essentially, what's going to happen is that we aim to have the auctions, blood auctions for whitelist, right? And we do believe that this is going to be a huge boost to SVS in general, since a lot of the projects that we do team up with for these days, have very hype whitelists and stuff like that. So we do think that rather than just a normal giveaway, being able to bid on it with blood, blood for whitelist is actually going to be incredibly bullish. So we do hope that everyone's looking forward to that, right? So all prizes have been sent when it comes to some of the other Scream stuff. So Fandango codes must be claimed individually to receive 100% off. The prints are available on Maddie's. Yes, Henry, very bullish. Yes, chat, very bullish. Let's see what else I have to go through. So let's see. Yes, we do encourage all vamps and bats to wear, their merch to the advanced and regular screenings on for Scream. We think that's going to be awesome to see how many people actually, support the project and the movie through that. And it would be awesome to see people tag us on Twitter with stuff like that. Going to Scream movie, taking photos with their merch and things like that. So yeah, we do want to reiterate that this is probably this is the first time that an NFT project has collaborated with a film franchise and picture studio of this size. So this is definitely a great stepping stone for everyone involved in SVS, and with big things coming forward. So briefly. So all the blood that we do get from the people that do win the whitelist auctions will be burnt. So this is very bullish for people who are holding blood and blood in general, It will be burnt. Yes, yes, very bullish. Yes, chat does seem to like this very much. Okay, so next things next. So now this one is we're just gonna quickly go through the rest. I have apparently elongated this a little bit too much, So okay, Pixel Vamps, right? So we posted a teaser on Twitter today. Um, about the Pixel Vamps and what's coming, and we hope you guys are really excited for that. We are, this is coming very soon. We are moving as fast as we can with this, and we do want to reiterate and remind everyone that this is 100% mintable with blood. Okay. Besides that, we also have the 3D Vamps and the Sandbox layer. 3D Vamps are also in production. These can be quote unquote metaverse ready, and then they will include 3D files which allow you to print 3D version of your vamp if you want, right? So this is also coming very soon. We are trying to rush the people in place for this as much as possible. And this will also be 100% mintable with blood. So thank you. That's all from me.
Okay, the next thing that a lot of people have been asking about is an update on Gen 2. Because I know a lot of people originally were saying that they don't want Gen 2 to be released until quote unquote the floor is higher, or whether they don't want the original generation to be diluted. But especially recently, with how much interest there is in NFTs in general, I know a lot of people have been asking about Gen 2 coming as more of a promotional thing as well, where we can get a lot of new faces into the project. So Gen 2 is something that we're actively working on. We don't really have much info in regards to it. It's still a little bit early to talk dates or anything like that. But ever since we did postpone it, we did say Q1 of 2022, which is still what we're working towards. But we do want to also get the community involved in it as well. So we are exploring ways that, for example, you guys will be able to influence some of the traits that are in it, or things like that. So we are going to start teasing it and putting out any info when we do get that. But for now, it is still a little bit too early. And then the second thing, which we touched on slightly in the medium this week, is merch. Quite a lot of people have been asking for some more high quality merch, so we have been working with some established brands to bring like high quality and co-branded merch. So you'll be able to use blood as well to get access and reserve that merch when it comes out. So it's still too soon to talk about exact info on that as well, but that's coming in the coming months as well.
Awesome, everyone. I'll go ahead and give a website update. So the website is taking a little bit longer than we initially expected, and that's because of a couple things. One being obviously the holidays. A lot of things get, I guess, underestimated around that time, and we get ahead of ourselves. But really, what it is that the website itself and the dashboard has a lot more detail than the existing dashboard and website. The dashboard itself is so much more intuitive, and it has so many more features, and it's such a polished user experience. And we're really just this past week or week and a half has just been send a list of revisions, get the thing back, send revisions, send additions. It's just been building upon building upon building. So don't worry, the design is happening, but alongside the design, the development is also taking place. So the landing page is being developed, and the dashboard as well, while we're finishing up these last revisions and additions, and things like that. What's really adding on to it is the blood raffle system that we recently introduced and we talked about earlier, which would include things like alpha and things like things that we would want to raffle off, and ultimately opening this up to all the vamps. So that system itself has taken a lot of time to kind of lay out how we want it to be and make it as user friendly as possible, and getting that designed. So that added onto it, as well as the badge reward system that we talked about a couple weeks ago. That is also being added onto that. So we're very close to finishing up the designs. Development is actively underway, so it will be very soon. Obviously we don't want to say, oh, it's going to be on this date and not have it be delivered then how it has in the past. So we'll just sort of keep you guys updated on the development of that as we go. Yep.
Okay, and Josh, do you have anything to say about the game? I know you posted a very bullish update a couple of days ago, so maybe we can just skip
Yeah,
over that.
sure. Hey guys. So sorry, I have kids. The open beta. So the game's moving from closed beta to open beta on the 26th after the AMA. What does that mean for you guys, or for anybody? If you have a verified vampire or verified bat role in the Discord, you have access to play the game as much as you want until the game goes to full release, when we will require Web3 to check this with your MetaMask or whatever ledger you use. So we'll be able to have, it might go from like 100 people playing to like 4,000 in a matter of minutes. And I guess we're ready for that kind of traffic. We'll see what happens. It'll be a lot of fun. Leaderboards hopefully will be in halfway through open beta. Not yet. But yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Yes, it is. That sounds awesome. Thank you, Josh. So what's going to happen now, everyone, is that we're going to go on to Slido section of the AMA. So yes, nice to see everyone so hyped about the game. So before we go on to the Slido, does any of the other founders have anything to say? Maybe Freddy or Mr. Topkick? Okay, looks like they're very busy. Okay, so let's go on to the Slido. Ryan, can you ask me the first question?
Yeah, so the first question is, I heard it is 2D Vamp's birthday today. Can he confirm that this is true?
Yes.
Can we get a happy birthday in the chat?
Yes, thanks, Chait.
Happy birthday to.
Oh, come on, Freddy, do it.
You do be singing
Continue,
now.
Freddy, come on.
Everyone's gonna join then. Come on.
Dude, happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, Josh. Yes, yes.
Birthday,
Do be
mate.
getting old these days, but yes, it is my birthday.
Soon you'll be taking naps and won't even know you were sleeping. You wake up and go,
Yeah, I actually just
I
woke
wasn't
up.
sleeping.
Yeah, I just woke up for this, actually. Thank you, Chayat. Cool. So yes, that was a great first Slido question.
Okay,
Thank you,
so
Ryan.
The first actual question was, are you guys looking at more real world utility partnerships like you had with Cool Kicks? Real world utility is what sets NFT projects apart.
Yes, Cool Kicks. So yeah, we're always we're always looking at real world utility and how we can add that into SVS, right? Essentially, it is a little bit tricky sometimes, but essentially what we try to do as always is to add real world utility and then add that that value add and that impact around the Gen 1 NFT and Blood itself, right? So, it's taken some time with certain things, but as we have seen recently, we have been making quite a bit of progress with stuff like that recently, right? Scream is a good example, and then how we had the Blood auctions, and stuff like that with this movie screening. So we do feel that we're definitely on the right path, and as well as when we talk about like track record and things like that going forward, it's going to be huge that we have this in our like quote unquote resume, right? So other stuff that we have coming up is co-branded merch with some very big existing streetwear brands, skate brands, and stuff like that. So and all that stuff will be quote unquote with a real world partnership. So yeah. um Next one, I'm going to ask, stage moderator Ryan a question. So, organic isn't working. Full stop. Scream and Boxing Bullies was a flop. When is the team going to spend some real $2 signs on marketing that we control or a celeb influencer?
Thank you, Mr. Anonymous, for that question. Yeah, so this kind of leads on from the one that 2D just answered because it's basically the opposite. What we found is there's quite a lot of people who are interested in the real world stuff, um, like Mr. Alucard mentioned with the cool kicks and stuff. But then there's also a lot of people like Mr. Anonymous who don't like the real world stuff, like Scream and the stuff like that. Because I know there is another question further down that said Scream collab really missed the mark, very poorly executed, nothing promoted at all, and things like that. So there's always going to be the divide on people where a lot of people like the real world stuff and what that can bring because there's not many NFT projects that do it. But then there's also the people who are just seeing this almost purely as an investment and they don't want all of these real things. So it is quite hard to balance between the two. So ever since the beginning, we have been trying to go for the organic approach, but then we're also not scared to go to these influencers or the celebrities. It's just seeing, we don't want any pump and dump like overnight where someone's just going to put out one tweet and they're not involved in the project at all. So yeah, this is definitely something that we look into getting the right people for. But then when it comes back to the Scream collab as well, where people are saying it missed the mark, Scream came to us and they're like, we minted vampires at launch. We've got a movie coming out in January with the horror theme. We think there's something that can really go together here. So we've worked with them over the last few months on that. So it's almost like an opportunity that you don't pass up, even if it did quote unquote miss the mark. I think it's sometimes some people in the community expected it to be larger than it was, but collaborating, as we keep saying, with a brand like this just opens a load of doors in the future as well. So I wouldn't really say that it missed the mark, as some people suggest. The
That
next
is a great
question.
answer.
The next question is regarding Coinbase. There's a lot of speculation around Coinbase. If they have a token, then they're prohibited from being added. Can you confirm or deny if this rumor is true?
Unfortunately, guys, we have no updates regarding Coinbase, and this is not a topic that we can speak about. Other projects do have tokens, like Cool Cats and stuff like that. So I don't think that is a worry with our chances with Coinbase. But no, there's nothing else that we don't have any updates on that matter for now. Okay, Ryan, I guess you can ask me another one.
Yeah, the next one is from Henry. He says, what is going to be the utility for the Pixel and the 3D Vamps? Will they at all earn any blood or be a part of the alpha, or is there any more of a plan on those?
Yeah, so the utility for the Pixel Vamp is purely and mostly aimed towards the metaverse stuff, right? They're 100% minted with blood, so it's not staking and stuff like that. But they will be, be able to be introduced, and then we can work on collabs with other NFT and metaverse projects at the same time. So yeah, that's what their main use case is, and it is something that we do feel that a lot of people do want. So we can't wait to roll it out. All right, maybe you can get one for T next.
me just try and go through the ones that are most upvoted.
And don't forget to get your hands up, guys. We'll go on to the question section of this soon.
I suppose this one could be for Tiers. Can we create a reward program of some sort where people can get rewards, for example, holding an OG Vamp or a Bat or something like that? I suppose that could go more into detail about the system we have on the website, where we'll be able to give out different rewards similar to that for people completing tasks such as holding for a certain amount of time and things.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a good question. So with a lot of things, we know like things start off, a little bit more bare and simple, and as we go, they sort of, build up and get a lot better. And that's sort of similar to how we see the reward system being. Right now, we have our ideas and certain things that we want to do. And as we go, and SVS is obviously very community driven, and we obviously want to hear your suggestions and see how we can build upon the system that we're looking into building. So we're still discussing some of the details, so I don't want to touch up too much on it. But essentially, the guess quote unquote utility, or what we discussed, or what we gave away before for the reward system, would be that you would be able to essentially how the elders have the red check mark. You would be able to equip or enable your badge from the dashboard, and it would show in the Discord, and you would be able to swap between which badge you want to show. And each badge would obviously have, its own meaning behind it. It would also have the holder count. It's not like every single badge is going to be, every badge is going to be dropped to every holder. There might be some that are more limited than others. There may be some that are exclusive to tasks. For instance, it could be like one for just a rough example, could be like Scream, where if you enter the raffle, you got a badge, or if we just gave a badge to everybody who held the vamp during the period. It's just a nice little reward, and we're still thinking of ways to sort of build upon it. But that's sort of the basic system for what we have for that. But with the new auction system and the new everything that we're implementing, there's so many more different, I guess, opportunities and different things that we can really do with it. So rewarding blood, or maybe even vamps or bats, it's something that could be down the pipeline for sure.
Okay, I think we'll do one more question before we go to the hands up. And that's going to be, does the team have a plan to deal with the wallet or wallets that have been manipulating the floor? Is there any sort of bounty or anything in blood when one of their vamps are bought or staked, or if there's just any comments about that in general? I know that's been a bit of a topic in the chat over the last week or so.
Unfortunately, this is not something that we can really control. We can't control what some people do with their vamps. Their supply is finite, right? With these wallets, and these holders. So just don't worry too much about it, is what we would say. They haven't really been affecting us too much, but yeah, there's not really anything that we can do about it. We can't control what someone does with their vamps or their NFTs or their tokens, but yeah. So the most important thing to take away from that is that their supply is finite, so it shouldn't be much of a worry anymore, guys. So we're gonna go on second half of this AMA. Just whole community side. Feel free to ask anything, raise your hands, wish me happy birthday if you want, stuff like that. So yeah, I think we're gonna go on to that now.
Okay, yeah, so first up is the General, who's part of the OnlyFangs gang.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well, thanks. Happy birthday, 2-day event. I'm happy to give you an early birthday wish.
Yep,
Thank you very much.
I just had a kind of a quick question regarding PX Quest, regarding the collab. In one of the AMAs, they had mentioned that in order to collect the pet, you would have to unstake your vampire. But they also said that they were open to workarounds for that. So I wanted to know if you guys are aware of this, and if so, if there's going to be possibly some workarounds so that we don't have to unstake and then restake our vamps.
So I actually helped them with their contract a little bit. So I'm in direct contact with the devs. So we'll just support them on the way to check whether whether you're staking the vampire. So there should be no need. So I'll ask them about that tonight, and we'll see if we can get a solution going. Shouldn't be too hard.
Okay, great. That was it. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is Jaco with the Draco. .eth.
Dot. F.
Yeah, hello.
East.
Yeah, I just
Hello.
have two quick questions.
Hello.
First question being, anything being done for the people that were supposed to go to New York tonight for Scream?
Your mic is a little bit
Mic might
low.
go D-Lo. Is anything
Yeah.
being done for people that were supposed to go to New York for Scream tonight?
Yeah, we already reached out, and we're waiting to hear back about this. But yeah, we're gonna try our best to make it up and give back as much as possible to those who missed out. But yeah, we already reached out as soon as we found out. It is really sad because it's something that's out of our control. We can't really have a say when it comes to COVID and the pandemic stuff that's happening now around the world, right? So they're pretty strict. They're extremely tight with regulations and what can and can't go on when it comes to things like that. But yeah, we already reached out to Scream, and we're working on coming up with a solution, maybe that we can give to those who was meant to go. But yeah, we are seeking our compensation, so there's no need to worry on that part.
All right, I get that for sure. I just had a question for Wolf specifically too. I've been trying to get in touch with you about using blood as a utility to build a project with my friend. And is there any email or something, or it's been kind of hard to pin you down in the DMs?
Oh yeah, because I get a tons of DMs. So
No, I figured. Don't worry about it.
yeah, you can just email me on wolf@svs.gg, and I'll see it on there.
Okay, thank you.
So
Alright,
just mention
peace
what
out,
you
guys.
require, and then I'll just get back to you over there.
Thank you. Peace out, guys. Thank
Yeah,
you
no
for everything you
problem.
do. Happy birthday again, 2D.
Thank you very much.
Okay, next up is Tip Me Bits.
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Ahoy.
What's up, man?
What up, Vamps? How we going? Happy birthday, 2D.
Thank you very much.
Cheers. I'm gonna throw you all on the spot a little bit with this question. I want to think back to, for me, I think NFTs have a few similarities to masternodes, and that whole masternode sort of panic that we had in crypto, where there were teams just minting and creating masternode coins. People were jumping in there. They'd get in, they'd get out soon, sort of pump and dump. History shows that there is only a few masternode coins that are still around of the hundreds that were minted daily, weekly, monthly. So I want to ask the team, what do you think there are similarities between the two, and how do we not end up as just another minted NFT, kind of like the masternodes of old?
I'm not sure. So you're mentioning that kind of like that NFT projects are ending up the same as what masternodes were back in 2017.
A little bit, yeah. And I'm just interested to know your thoughts on comparing the two in the cryptosphere.
Yeah. So okay, I do see kind of a little bit of the resemblance in what you're talking about, right? So if we compare to back then, obviously masternodes was all the hype and the rage back then. So and I know NFTs have pretty much seen the majority of the retail wave over the last year, right? I would say a lot of hype, a lot of crazy interest has kind of gone straight into the NFT space, right? So I do think that this is actually vastly very, very different for, maybe I can't speak for all NFT projects, but I can speak for us that that it is very different. So I'm going to go through it in a second. So basically, I would say the biggest difference is compared to that and what we do now, especially as a project, is that we are actively working on building our brand and doing as much as we can to give back to the community and keep adding value, right? A lot of these projects, maybe back in the day when it comes to stuff like this, was just purely hype from what I remember. I mean, I was around in the crypto space back then already. Um, when it came to masternodes and stuff like that, I do recall that experience. But yeah, I think it's extremely different, right? Because we're working actively on, building our brand and trying to bring as much as we can value wise and innovation wise. We've like successfully pushed out certain things, champagne, Scream, and we're constantly in talks with other people, right? We can't name names, but we're in talks with certain brands, streetwear brands for merch and stuff like that. So I don't think that it's just like it's just a phase or it's just kind of like a hype train, because we have been actively working on this pretty much daily since we had Mint and before Mint. So yeah, we've been around consistently working, not just quote unquote riding the hype of anything. We've been trying to ship things out as much as possible. So I think on a comparison view, I think that this is actually very, very different than the hype or of the masternode phase back then.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I think the community aspect of this is the sort of the key difference. There's a lot of them created coins like they do now, but the community around it is something different. And last thing for me, just going forward, I'd love to see some more lore around vampires and what we're doing, etc. But appreciate having me up. Cheers all.
Yeah, so that is something that we spoke about internally, and we do know that the lore part of SVS is something that is actually really important, right? Because it kind of provides like the backbone and the pillars of structure for what we're building going forward, right? So that's also something that we have been working on the side with some other different artists, right? Maybe me could give a better introduction of Pedro and the lore stuff.
Okay. I thought we were going to announce Pedro a little bit later when the website was up, but I can reveal
Okay, we
that
can just give a little bit of a, we don't have to reveal
yeah,
anything. Yeah.
we do have a new artist on board. He's been helping out with the lore art, and he's basically going to be my wingman and help out with any promotional art or whatever we need done with the website or Twitter or anything really. So yeah, all I can say is stay tuned for it, and we'll be assigning him a role in the Discord, and yeah, and when he reveals himself, you can say hi and welcome him to the team.
Yeah, so that is something for everyone to look forward to, right? I do feel that it's going to be pretty exciting once everything that we have had planned just gets rolled out. Yes, Mars, you're very quick with the GIF. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. He's a pleasure to work with. He's very talented. I think, which is really amazing to see. So we're super excited for it. He's made some really good content already from what we've seen. So yeah, thanks. Yeah, Ryan. Tip me bits. Is there anything else?
That's it. Thank you. Last thing, the Win website. And okay, what do you think about? I know this project is all about the long term, etc. But what do you think about more hype in terms of being akin to other NFT projects, like let's say a countdown to the new website? Not trying to announce announcements, but just hyping stuff up like that, and win new website. That's it from me. Thanks.
Yeah, so yeah, drawing the line between announcing announcements and something like that is pretty thin, but it's definitely something that we can try work on and kind of generating more hype. And we do have plans for something like that. So yeah, and like today we tweeted the Pixel Van preview. So we will be rolling out more teasers and previews as we go on of things that we do have coming to keep the momentum rolling. And when the website answer is soon.
Yeah, we spoke about it earlier in the AMA at the very beginning during the updates.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, next up is Roma Visca Soldier.
Hello,
Hello.
Hello.
how you doing today, guys?
Good.
Very good, thank you.
I just have a question. Last week, if I remember correct, or it was some hype about the guy that want to send a vamp to the space. Um, why can't we get an some kind of development regarding this kind of stuff? Because like imagine it how much amazing it can be. We can send a vamp or whatever like Ian and Elon Musk didn't do it still with the Dodge, and we can be the first NFT out of space sending a vamp or doing um, some movement with the NFT, and there's nothing else happen in the NFT space. It's like the first collaboration with the with the Scream movie, that is some kind of first ever collaboration with big company, movie company, and we can do it the same with a vamp that is going to space. We have so much amazing people in our community that create great stuff and great other vamps, that this kind of movement can be very useful for the community and for the hype that we can create.
Yeah, I understand, we have a great community. But if you guys want the honest truth about the going to space, we actually already spoke with this guy. We had a call with him, and there's kind of just no benefit for us actually for what they're asking, right? As some people in the chat did mention that he was asking six figures. So yeah, it's a minimum of 33 ETH,
No.
Ethereum ETH.
If it's about money, fuck it. We're not
No,
talking
but
about the money. Yeah, we
It's not about the money. It's just that it's not something that can get we can get returns back from it as well, right? When you talk about something like that, there's a lot of different things that we can allocate that towards, right? Because there's not something that we can there's quite a lot of things that when it comes to announcing it or using it that we are bound by as well, which we can't really use or say. Um, and there's no guarantee that we can even get images about something like this
yeah,
of the quote unquote vamps in space.
I'd say yeah, that's really the big thing. Number one, we're not able to we just want to be transparent here. We can't use the NASA brand at all. We can't mention it in any press. We can't use it in any promotional material nowhere. So that's number one. And number two, simply put it, is that we will send whatever we want in this box or whatever this capsule, and we have no control over, hey, can we get pictures of this? Can we get coverage of this? Like there's nothing. So essentially 6 figures to put something in a box that nobody's gonna know about. That's just gonna go there and for what? Um, if it was like, let's say if it did have ties with NASA, and NASA was going to market this, and NASA was going to, it's like sort of like a collaborative effort. And there was more where we had more control over everything, and maybe we got guaranteed press coverage from from NASA, then it would be worth it. But I mean, we're sending something to space and it's like there's nothing around it. I mean, you kind of know what I mean, right? Like there's really no benefit that goes with it when we have no control over, spending this big amount of money and just sending something off.
Yeah, no, if it's about the money and stuff like that, no,
No,
it's
I mean,
okay. Yeah,
it's
yeah, I'm just
yeah,
it was interesting for me because from my kind of idea, it could be a cool collaboration. Vampa going to
yeah.
space. This can be fun.
No, I agree. I agree. It's fun. And I mean, we really appreciate it was the community member that brought it up to our attention. We, really appreciate the opportunity. And we got the chance to sit down with them and discuss it as well. But we send, we're not getting anything guaranteed. There's no guaranteed coverage from them. We can, for all we know, we may as well just be sending something off, spending six figures, and just not getting anything from it.
Yeah, I
Whereas those
understand.
funds could be allocated towards something on the ground that actually matter.
Yeah, like T
Yeah, yeah,
mentioned, right?
perfect.
There's no guarantee that we could even get like any kind of photo. What if we put something cool like some SVS Steam Ledger or something like that? But there's no guarantee that we can even get as even a single image in return. So then it's kind of like
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
quote
So
unquote, like to put it quote unquote, it was like, oh, if the angle is right, we might get some coverage, but we can't really say. So it depends on how they have the cameras or how they hold it or whatever, whatever. It's just to, we're not going to get good returns from that.
yeah, perfect, guys. Thank you very much. I enjoyed the honesty that
Okay.
I received about each question that people ask, and I see that the team is responds with all the honesty and all the you're open to the space. Thank you very much. Enjoy the project.
thank you.
Okay, next up is Paul with the weekly update.
Paul.
Hey, everybody. Is it, wait, did you say it's 2D's birthday today? Is that right?
Yes, it is correct.
Hey, happy birthday, buddy. I can't believe, Freddie, you're seriously not going to give him a song.
I do agree with
Well,
this
it's fine,
statement.
but no one joined them.
We probably should get like a big group song here together at some point. Because as you can tell by my voice, I have an incredible singing voice.
Yes.
No, I do not. All right, so here we are, you guys. We got another week of numbers for you. We really only focused on one specific hashtag this week with our initiatives, and that was the SVS Alpha hashtag. We saw actually pretty big for one of our like off-brand hashtags. We saw a total reach about 176,000 different accounts. I think we had a couple different initiatives that went out using that hashtag. So that's really good. SVS, just the hashtag SVS, we saw a reach of about 303,000. That's low compared to weeks past. And then jumping up to SVS NFT, we actually only saw a reach of about 143,000 accounts compared to a week ago where we were up over 1 million. So what that tells me is that we need to really make sure we're engaging with all of our community initiatives that go out there. I've seen it because I'm paying attention that we've had a lot less interactions this week with our community initiatives. So I would like to actually put this out to the community to DM, any one of the community managers and let us know what would you like to see in terms of a reward for your engagement in these community initiatives. We love that we have so many amazing Vamps that do these just purely for the passion of helping spread the word. But I also understand that, rewarding people is very important for this. We all work on that type of protocol. So DM us if you have any ideas about what you would like to see in terms of giveaways or any way to initiate the community a little bit more to engage with those activities. Other than that, those are really the only hashtags that we're tracking this last week. So really all I have. I will end with that I love my fellow community managers. Hello, Scotty Vampris, you're amazing. And then our amazing team. I think, the NFT space is having a pretty interesting time right now, and seeing our floor stay as consistent as it is. I mean, yeah, I'm bullish every week, you guys, and this week is no different. this project is going places, and I'm going to be here the entire time. And I love everybody.
Thank you so much, Paul. Thank
And
you.
we love you.
We do, we
Aw.
do, we really do.
Thanks, Vamps.
Thank you. Cool. So it looks like we have 2 more hands, just the perfect amount for closing out this week's AMA.
Yep, next up is JT, part of the OnlyFans gang.
JT.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear. Hello.
Hey, guys. So glad to be on here with you guys. Basically, just tapping into what was just said. The community initiatives. I feel like that's a great way for us to like reach out, and I feel like it would be like a little bit better for us to be rewarded. I feel like a great way would be like maybe like we could receive like blood, because I feel like there's a lot of empty spaces for us to use the blood utility token, and I'm like so hyped that I finally claimed my SVS screen poster. So yeah, I'd just like to see a little more thoughts on the blood utility being rewarded, or if that's like possible. Like I would like to see like what we can do with that. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, Freddy, I think this is a question that's up your alley.
Listen now. Well, the thing is with blood, right? We can't really generate it. Only from staking is it generated. But it is burned in this blood auction, which means we could technically like pull it out and use that for other stuff. But that would, have to be discussed and thought through heavily before we would do that.
Chat does love hearing Freddy's voice. So yeah, that is the answer. Straight from the words of our very bullish, very large developer himself. Yes.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all you guys' hard work, and Vamp for life. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up is Flame, also part of the OnlyFans gang.
What's good?
Flame.
Yes, sir. Dr. Poplar for Best at Crash. Shout out to that game. I'm super stoked to try it.
Appreciate it, bud.
You're welcome, man. Also, shout out
Flame.
to the community manager. Yes, sir. What's up? Sorry about that.
No, I'm just
Dude,
saying hello. Good to have you on every
happy
week.
birthday. Of course. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you, Flame.
So, I'm super into branding, and I strongly believe a good branding marketing strategy would totally beat out someone who's a little more popular in the current that doesn't necessarily have like a good branding strategy. So I'm super looking forward to what you can do, continue to do actually for the community. And I was just curious, do you have anything that you could share aside from what you already shared, that you're doing branding marketing wise that would you're just kind of excited about?
Yeah. So I mean, absolutely, we have all these things coming up, the Pixel Vamps and the 3D Vamps and everything, and obviously those are all going to receive their own little campaigns. I guess most recent, what I'm most excited about, like just to break it down, is probably the potential that SVS has to collaborate with real world brands. I've just been thinking about this since like the Web 2 space. Let's use an example. It's a dumb example. Pyrex. They make the glass containers and glass measuring cups. I'm using them as an example because Supreme did a collab with them. It's pretty ridiculous. Pyrex, obviously, they're such a big brand in the Web 2 space and the real world, and they have such a big following. But in this Web 3 space, in this NFT crypto space that everybody is wanting to funnel into, we were early. We're established. We have roots. So we're miles ahead of all these real world brands. And just as an example, I mean, like we're able to leverage this so heavily against these real world brands that we have a bigger market share in this space. That's going to be the future. That it's just going to open up so many more doors for SVS when it comes to real world collabs and just things like that. Yeah, the Pyrex analogy. Yeah, I mean, it's simple, right? I mean, you understand how big a
Yeah.
brand Pyrex is, but in the NFT space, they're nothing. But SVS is a big brand here, so we're able to leverage this against that. Furthermore, I'm also excited about 2D brought it up already, but there's a streetwear collab coming up.
Yes.
Super excited about that. I'm not gonna say this, but yeah, super excited about that. Yeah, super excited about that, and then also I'm super excited about the website. Like yeah, it's obviously it's delayed, but every day it's like I sit down and we go through the whole what we get from our designer, and we have to think through every single thing. Like, what if we add this? What if we change this? Oh, this isn't right. There's so many different like little moving parts, and it's gonna be exciting when we see it all come together and finally be able to roll it out. Because I mean, I truly believe that the website is super nice, and then the dashboard itself is probably going to be the nicest the nicest I've seen in this space to come. So there's that as well. And just expanding onto this blood auction system and everything, there's just so many more opportunities that are coming up that we're going to be able to market with. And we just ask that everybody be patient. We're not after pump and dumps or anything like that. We're in it for the long term, as we've said throughout today's AMA. So yeah, just a lot to be
Oh,
excited for.
yeah, there is. I'm stoked to hear your excitement through that. Man, that's awesome. Love to hear about the streetwear, the website, the sick dashboard. Yeah, that's really good stuff. And just one last question for Crass. I was curious, would we be able to take our characters and insert them in another metaverse game?
Crass?
I don't think that's a question for George. It's probably more for me. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we're having. I don't know if you've played. Have you played Webland? Have you seen
No.
anything about that? Yeah, we're integrating with them, so you'll be able to run around as your vampire in there.
Oh, nice, dude.
And then maybe if we want to do something with them, we can also use them. Like there's so much possibilities with them. So
Shoot. Well, that's awesome, dude. I definitely would like to use my vamp or our vamps basically however we want and show them off in like every possible setting.
yeah, there's basically
And
gonna be an animated sprite sheet for every existing vampire. So you're gonna have your entire vampire with every specific trait basically animated in pixel.
bullish. Um, and Freddie, if you could, it would be super sick if we could get like a blood reward system for like, let's say every like 10 community initiatives you retweet on Instagram or Twitter, on TikTok, whatever, you get like an X amount of blood, or like just something that would just make it a little more rewarding, I guess, for lack of better words.
Yeah, it's something we can look into. And yeah.
But your answers are always so good, man.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so
I
Flame,
know.
so Flame, we can't generate blood. That's the thing. So we would have to figure out like a way to provide that constantly because
All right.
we aren't able to. Maybe Freddie, maybe we, instead of burning the blood on the auction house, we burn 90%, then 10% goes to like
Maybe
reward
you've been
system.
sleeping.
What do you mean?
That's literally what we said before.
Oh, you haven't said shit, Freddie. Freddie, are you like in bed or what? Freddie, I know you're in bed.
Rolling around.
Freddie, if you're gonna come at me, I know you're literally on the couch right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
So.
Oh, well,
Yeah, we will think about it, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Freddie, come on.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for having me up. Thanks for the AMAs. I'm always super stoked to be here.
Thank you, Flame.
You're welcome, dudes. You have a good week.
You too.
You too.
Thank you.
Okay, finally, we're gonna bring up Thrall, as he might want to end on a high note or start singing or saying happy birthday. Who knows?
Oh, Freddie. Hello,
Hi
pal.
T, hi Cass, hi Talkek, hi Ryan, hi Mig, hi Wolf, hi
Hello.
Freddy, and happy birthday 2D. I don't have a question, but I just wanted you guys to hear my voice. So
It has been a while. Thank you
That's
so
all.
much.
Yeah. On a serious note, I'm really happy with all the news that's come out lately. It's been really cool. Keep it up.
Thank you, thank you. So if anyone doesn't know, this is the Family Feud winner, right, Thrall?
Hey,
Yes,
whoa! I
yes.
signed an NDA. You guys can
Oh.
watch and find out.
Yeah. It's not like all of our AMAs are recorded on YouTube or anything, but
Oh
yes.
God, what have I done? They're gonna take the prize money. Okay, I'm gonna go and talk to my lawyer about this now.
Okay. Thank you so much, Thrall.
Bye, guys.
Okay, I think we have time for one more. Blaze and Blades has had his hand up, so we'll do this as the last question.
Hey everybody, how's it going?
It's going
It's
pretty
good, thank you.
Happy birthday, 2D.
Thank you very much.
One quick question. I know quick question, just because I know we're running out of time. Last week, you guys did a Twitter space, and you guys killed it. It was awesome, especially for new members or communities that don't know SVS, or a lot of new people into the NFT space that might not even been around when SVS minted. With trying to respect your guys' time, I know it takes time out of your day, but I thought that was absolutely fantastic to get more information out to a new user base. I was wondering if you guys thought of any further scheduling things like that, or basically just both of you are excellent communicators. Just trying to get you guys out to the public as much as possible, I think would help us.
Yeah, so it's something that we're trying to do them like if weekly is not possible, we'll do them bi-weekly with like a different NFT influencer or someone who has quite an impact in the space, and then we'll get them scheduled on a different day than the AMA days. But it's definitely something that we're like reaching out to people, trying to get a schedule going and see really have them like spread out and consistent for us, because we do think that that's a great idea, and having time on spaces with a lot of new people who may not know about us is going to be very impactful for all of us.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was extremely informative, even as a vamp holder. For the people that don't know much about us, I can see it generating a lot of hype.
Thank
Very
you very
professional
much.
business, like it was awesome.
Thank you for the kind
Thank you.
words.
And speaking of spaces, I know that OG, one of the Vamps in the lair, is hosting a Twitter space right after we finish this AMA. I think it's starting now. So we're going to be tuning in as well. I know Brock's going to be there as well, so be sure to tune into that.
Yep, so if everyone could go over and show some support over there, get us moving around on Twitter, that'd be great. And besides that, I think that's it for this week. So thank you everyone for tuning into this week's AMA. Thank you for the well wishes, everyone. Thank you, Freddie, for speaking a little bit more than usual this week. And have a great rest of the week, everyone. Bye-bye,
Thanks, guys.
bye-bye, bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, bye-bye.